Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show, where we discuss church news, good news, bad news, and the news you need to hear. Listen, we are not out here to try and put a disclaimer on all churches. So I do want to inform you that this story that I'm about to give to you is not about all churches or all pastors, but it is about this particular pastor right now. We're going to be discussing the story regarding Bishop James Stockton, who has been arrested, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and play my intro, put this disclaimer up, and we'll be right back. This video is not intended to make a statement about all churches, pastors, or church leaders. It is meant solely to bring awareness to a specific situation involving the individuals mentioned. This video does not imply that all churches or pastors believe in this way, nor is it intended to generalize their actions to all ministers or leaders. Hey everybody, I'm going to give you the this story. Let me go ahead and put this on the screen here. As you can see, the pastor in the left-hand corner back here on the screen, his name is Bishop James Stockton. Some news media outlets are reporting him as Pastor James Stockton. He has been arrested. He was a minister at South Bay Church of God, and that's in Torrance, California. News outlets are reporting that he also pastored in Florida. Now, I'm going to bring the video up on the screen for the news anchor to describe to you all what this pastor is being charged with and what the future holds at this moment. Let me go ahead and run this, and then we'll talk.
Well, I can tell you that people here in Torrance, people who know the pastor, they are shocked and quite frankly struggling to believe the criminal charge against him.
My soul cries out, hallelujah! I thank God for saving me.
A self-proclaimed man of God goes from the pulpit to a public walk of shame, to a courtroom to face serious allegations involving a minor.
Sir, is your true and correct name James David Stockton III?
54-year-old James Stockton, a senior pastor at the South Bay Church of God, is facing a felony charge of arranging a meeting with a minor for lewd purposes. He pled not guilty.
There is no actual picture.
These are the ones that we trust, and we should be able to trust them with our kids.
Antoine is the founder of an online citizen group called Codfished. Members chat with adults who believe they're talking with a minor for the purpose of a sexual encounter.
So he very well knew that he was talking to somebody underage.
These are the text exchanges allegedly between Pastor Stockton and the person pretending to be a 16-year-old boy. In this one, Stockton appears to send a selfie asking what time you get out of school today. Here, Stockton allegedly texted, "I promise to be gentle and make sure you are enjoying it."
The nasty part that no pastor should even be talking about, but he got to saying that he wanted to the boys.
On the day Stockton met up with the decoy who said he was 16, the pastor had this to say.
Actually, I was hoping and praying that it was somebody older.
Senior pastor of South Bay Church of God here in the beautiful city of Torrance, California.
At South Bay Church of God in Torrance, no one would go on camera.
We don't know anything other than what we see on the video. Nothing. We don't know. It was a shock to us as everybody else.
Stockton is also affiliated with a church in Florida, and at one point he ran for Congress. Tonight he is out on his own recognizance, and he will be back in court, scheduled for December 12th. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Before that December 12th court date, I trust that he will not have his job as a pastor at that church.
Who knows, right? When we went to the church to try to get some sort of a statement or response, they wouldn't talk about it, but they did express that they were shocked. And obviously, you know, they took down their website when this first broke over the weekend because he was arrested over the weekend. And people started commenting on the website, also on social media. And when you click on the church's website, it's no longer there. So it was taken down.
Gina, I know you've done a couple stories just like this one. When the attorney for him says something like, well, there was no actual sex with the teen, there is no victim, what does that mean as far as how the DA might prosecute the pastor?
Well, as the defense attorney mentioned, there is no victim because there is no victim. The person he was communicating with was a decoy pretending to be a minor. But that in itself is illegal. You cannot communicate with someone that you're thinking is a minor for sex. And when you look at all of the text exchanges, in those texts that didn't make our story, there were some exchanges where the decoy clearly states, I'm 16, I'm in high school, and he didn't have a problem with that.
Does the pastor have a history, a rap sheet, if you will?
No, in fact, the reason he's out on his own recognizance is because he doesn't have a record, a criminal record.
All right, Gina, thank you.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. So there is that. Now, a couple of things that they mentioned in here was that this particular pastor was not aware that he was speaking with a decoy. They're alleging that this pastor was very much aware that the individual he was speaking with, he thought was a 16-year-old. You also saw in this that news article the text messages of where this pastor is said to have been sent this individual a selfie of himself, as well as text messages referring to sex. Now, it's very upsetting to see this because at first when I saw this, my first thought was there are things called burner phones. And what happens with burner phones, people can pick up, get these cell phones, and they could pretend to be somebody else. So that was my very first thought because I'm trying to give this pastor or bishop, Mr. Stockton, the benefit of the doubt. But the unfortunate thing is this sting operation that these people did, which is very good that they are doing this, they got him on video inside that car speaking with an individual. And this pastor shows his face, his voice, his everything. So I can't make no excuses for you, Mr. Stockton, with that video. Now, I do want to say the church, my understanding is, yes, they did take the website down. When I went to search for the website as well, this is what came up. This came up on the screen to show that that website has been taken down. I was able to pull up some other information on this when I searched for the church. I was able to pull this information up right here that gives the address of the church, saying South Bay Church of God. But the unfortunate thing, when you click on the link, of course, it takes you right back to that domain that says that that domain has been removed. So that information that the news article is stating is letting us know that it has been removed. We cannot obtain any information from those links. But I was able to pull something else up, you guys, that I thought was interesting to this story. I was able to bring this up. Here's some information here that I was able to bring up. This is a search for MapQuest. When you pull up this church's location, it gives you the address, location, website, which that is the website that has been taken down. It shows you the location of the church, but it also has this right here that I thought was very interesting. It has these comments. Now, this news article went out, I believe it was a couple of days ago. Right now, today is December 3rd. And they said that the pastor is going to have another court date on December 12th. But take a look at this comment right here that this writer by the name of Jake C. wrote on November 29th, 2025. And it says this: the lead pastor is a P. I can't say the whole word on YouTube. Do not support this church. I was on Instagram and saw this. Absolutely, utterly despicable. And this was posted on here on November 29th. November 29th. Now I thought that was very interesting that that person put that on there. I'm not sure exactly when this pastor's exact arrest date was. I can just only see when the news article reported that. But let me also share with you guys some more information that I found on this particular church. Here's some information I found on the same church over here. And on this is on care.com. Now it says on care.com, it says there is a preschool called Noah's Ark Preschool. And Noah's Ark Preschool does have the same address as the Church of South Bay Church of God. It also says down here on this website here, it says that Noah's Ark Preschool and an extended program provides an educational environment which inspires children to explore, create, and play while developing Christian character and values. Established in 2010, and it's located, and it gives the church address here. So I thought it was interesting to know that this location where the pastor is said to have preached at South Bay Church also has the same address for a daycare. Now, I cannot state if exactly these two are linked, but it's interesting because the two addresses are identical. Now, I also found this other thing on this online that I thought was extremely interesting because this is what it was. There was an advertisement for employment that was published on a website called Just Church Jobs. And this position was they were looking for a lead pastor. A lead pastor for who? A lead pastor for South Bay Church of God. And it gives the job description as lead pastor. And it was published a year ago. Now, I still have not found out how long has Pastor or Bishop James Stockton been a pastor at this church. But it's interesting that this job position that I found was published a year ago. But it also stated on here that the position had been filled, that this particular position on this site has been filled. Now, let me go up and show you guys some of the criterias that they look for. They said they're looking for a lead pastor of South Bay Church of God in Torrance, California. They said the pay is between $55,000 to $78,000 a year bivocational. It also said the church overview is South Bay Church of God is a devoted 25 to 30 plus member Christian church with primary mission to reach and transform spiritually saved and unsaved people so we all come to love and serve God and his kingdom. Now, this was interesting to me because they said they're devoted 25 to 30 plus members, but they're willing to offer $55,000 to $78,000 a year. I say they're doing pretty good. Then it goes on to say the type of qualifications, experience, job type, expertise, and so forth. And they state that they're looking for, and here's where I found out that they are linked to that daycare. It says, we're looking for a pastor to shepherd our congregation and work collaboratively with elders, board of trustees, staff, ministry leaders, and provide guidance for Noah's Ark Preschool. An ideal candidate will be engaging, friendly, caring, and prayerfully shape an environment where the fruit of God's Spirit may flourish. Key qualifications for this position are a deep commitment to God's word, experience and training, and mentoring staff and elected office, and enthusiasm for growing our church body. It goes on to also say the qualifications that they're looking for, and I'm just going to name a few for time's sake, but it says that there's a 3-year of pastoral ministry with preaching experience. Also must be licensed and ordained Church of God. And it goes on, to give other qualifications. And as I scroll through all of these qualifications that they're looking for, the one thing that I was looking for was to see if there were any illegal things or any arrest or any prior legal things that they would be looking for in their qualifications that they would want people to not have. Unfortunately, as I look through this, I did not see any of that. I only saw qualifications that they were requiring this individual to have. It did not say anything that I could see as far as backgrounds. Now, I may have overlooked it, But as you guys can see, as we're scrolling up, I did not see it here. Now, one of the things that also stated on here, application, questions, education, experience, so forth. But again, I'm not seeing anywhere on here that they say they must pass a background check or make sure that they do not have any prior legal problems. And again, I'm not sure if I missed it, but I did not see that on here. But the news article also did say that even when they searched, they did not see that Pastor or Bishop Stockton had any prior issues. Now, one final thing that I found, and I thought this was also interesting, is that this I found on Facebook. And I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Relly, I think that is the name, Relly. And this was on their website that I found, and this is on the Carmel Rail Show. They posted this. They said Bishop James Stockton arrested in child predator sting. He's a Florida pastor and former NAACP participant. He was caught trying to lure a 16-year-old boy to a park. And here are the photos that they have on here of Bishop Stockton. Here's a photo where they show him in handcuffs being arrested by this officer. And this post was posted on December 1st of 2025, according to the Carmel Rail Show on Facebook. Now, it was very sad because, of course, stuff like this shouldn't be happening, especially from men and women of God that say they're godly people. And this should not be happening at all. Now, again, we're going to continue to give you updates on this story that, we find stuff. But I do want to say this. When people are stating that they have some proof of pastors and bishops doing certain things, like the one individual that I showed you that this person said in the comment section that they saw this particular pastor on Instagram, I want us to start paying more attention to it. Yes, we have to make sure that it is truth because, yes, there's a lot of people that put a lot of falseness out here on social media. But we also have to pay more close attention to accusations like this because this man, from what I can see, has been around children, especially if there's a daycare that is affiliated with the church where he was attending, where he was a pastor, where he was a leader. So you guys, we got to do more research. And I want to say this to churches out there. If you're out there and you're hiring someone to be your leader, I would ask that all churches do this. I know it's going to be hard to do, but it may be required. And even though you may not find anything, do it anyway. Do a thorough background check. And part of that background check that you all should be doing for your positions that you're wanting to fill for your congregation is not only look at some of these court things or some of these online searches, also look at some of these social media sites that are not affiliated with the court, because sometimes you may be able to Google a name and find out a little bit more information that could stop you from some embarrassing moments in the future. Listen, we're praying for all the members over there at this church at South Bay Church of God. I know it's got to be very hard. Unfortunately, they're going to have to put that link right back up again because they're in need of another pastor again. That job position needs to be filled again. We're praying for all involved. We'll keep you updated. If this is your first time here on my channel, I would ask that you do me a huge favor. Click a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. Also, please hit that subscribe, like, and share button on my channel as well. Let me know your thoughts on this video. And you guys, become a subscriber today. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.